What's up, guys? It's DC with DC Fitness and DC Spartan Gods, my Spartan Gods. Today I'm coming to you and talking about Stoicism. Alright, I'm going to be reading some things out of two books. Actually, in fact, I'm only going to read out of this book. This book I highly recommend, though. It's The Obstacle is the Way. It's my first time reading it. I'm about 80 pages in. I like it a lot. It's by Ryan Holiday. He's taking Stoicism, taking quotes from Stoics, giving stories about those quotes, and then talking about it to make it useful from that perspective about persistence, about overcoming failures, perspective on failures, and different things like that. Of course, the topic is the obstacle is the way. With that being said, I'm going to read some quotes from The Art of Living. Okay, I highly recommend this book. I've read it 2 times already. This is my 3rd time reading it. It's by Epictetus, who was a slave during the Roman Empire, and he dedicated his life to figuring out how to be happy and fulfilled and really get by, survive, adapt, and thrive within any environment, especially being a slave as himself, all right? I also recommend Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. He was an emperor during the Roman Empire, as well as Seneca, right? He was he did plays, right? He did plays. I haven't read the book yet. This book I'm going to read soon, after The Obstacle is the Way. But Stoicism is something I highly recommend because it changed my life and it's changed many people's lives. It's part of the Spartan God philosophy. It's part of IMC Nation philosophy, is to read Stoicism as it can save your life. One of the core beliefs is to focus on what you can control and not what's external. Focus on your willpower, your energy, your vibe, your thoughts, your words. Focus on that, your actions, but not what other people are doing. Because you can't control other people. You can't control the weather, the politicians, or this and that. You can influence it to the best of your capabilities, right? But really, at the end of the day, you can't control them. With that being said, I'm going to read a few quotes from Marcus Aurelius, or from Epictetus. I'm going to talk about it a little bit, all right? So, don't try to make your own rules. Conduct yourself in all matters, grand and public or small and domestic, in accordance with the laws of nature, harmonizing your will with nature and should be your utmost ideal. Where do you practice this ideal? In this particular of your own daily life with its unquarely personal tasks and duties. When you carry out your tasks such as taking a bath, do so of the best of your ability, in harmony with nature. When you eat, do so to the best of your ability, in harmony with nature, and so on. It is not so much what you are doing, but how you are doing it. When we are properly understand and live by this principle, while difficulties will arise, for they are part of the divine order too. Inner peace will still be possible. All right, guys. Even if you're sweeping the floor, even if you're sleeping on the ground, even if you're milking a cow, even if you're doing a pedicure for a woman, but we don't do that as men. But whatever you're doing, do it to the best of your capability. Keep these principles strong. No matter if you're working at McDonald's, you're working at a desk job, you're working as a secretary, you're working as a CEO, as a businessman, whatever you're doing, do it to the best of your capabilities, guys. Do the best capabilities. Okay. Events don't hurt us, but our views of them can. All right? Let's check it out. Things themselves don't hurt or hinder us, nor do other people. How we view these things is another matter. It is our attitudes and our reactions that give us trouble. Therefore, even death is not a big deal in of itself. It's our own notion of death. Our idea that is terrible, that terrifies us. There are so many different ways to think about death. Scrutinize your notions about death and everything else. Are you really true? Are they really true? Are they really doing you any good? Don't dread death or pain. Dread the fear of death or pain. We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. Exactly what I was just talking about, guys, in the beginning of the video. You choose how you respond to your situations. Even if we should not be afraid of death or pain or hunger or lust or getting cheated on, or broken heart from our girls, our women, to lose the business. We should not be afraid of that. We should be afraid of the fear of it. Because fear doesn't do no good. Fear only does good when your life is at risk. And then it might be smart to have a little bit of fear when you're just being super courageous, where it's stupid, which is none of us. There's a small percentage. So with that being said, guys, don't take anything. You gotta take everything with a grain of salt, meaning that you gotta take it as your own and use your judgment, your intelligence to apply it into your life. Don't be saying I'm Superman and jumping off a cliff. No, I'm not saying that. But don't be thinking that everything's gonna kill you. Most people live in fear, so that's why it's not good to live in fear. All right, last one I'm gonna read, guys, from Epictetus. No shame, no blame. If it is our feelings about things that torment us, rather than the things themselves, it follows the blame others is silly. Therefore, when we suffer setbacks, disturbances, or grief, let us never the blame on others, but of our own attitudes. Small-minded people habitually reproach others for their own misfortunes. Average people reproach themselves. Thus, who are dedicated to a life of wisdom understand the impulse to blame something or someone is foolish. That there is nothing to be gained in blaming, whether it's to be others or oneself. One of the signs of the drawing of moral progress is the gradual extinguishing of blame. We see that foodedly or finger pointing, the more we examine our attitudes and work on ourselves, the less we can adapt to be swept away by stormy emotional reactions in which we seek easy explanations for unbited events. Things simply are what they are. Other people think, they will think. It is no concern to us. No shame, no blame. Yeah, stop blaming other people, bro. Stop blaming other people. Live your best life. Be you underneath all the bullshit. You got no one to blame but yourself. And most of the time, you shouldn't even blame yourself. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. What should you blame for yourself? The things that you can't control. Your willpower, your energy, your smile, your laughs, your words, your thoughts. You can control these. And that is the name of the game, guys. We go through this life to what? To be able to live our life with a sharp mind and a sharp life. So we can really have the freedom within this prison of our body and our world.